Thank you all for being here today. Whether you're a member, a media member, a donor, a potential donor, a foundation member, one of our museum members, one of our tremendous team of volunteers, or here just visiting, welcome to the Cape Cod Children's Museum. My name is Alan Himmelberger, and I'm the chair of the board of directors for the museum. A special thanks to our staff, especially our directors, Karen and Ann and Heather. Outstanding work. You go above and beyond every single day to make sure everyone gets to enjoy this museum to its fullest. So thank you. As a school administrator in Massachusetts for 20 years, my goal was always to give our children the best chances to be their best selves. When I was the superintendent of schools, I worked with my staffs to provide the best educational opportunities for every student every day. The Cape Cod Children's Museum strives to do just that, to give all children a chance to play, a chance to learn how to play, to have educational opportunities to enrich their lives, and to learn and grow and explore to their heart's content. There are several reasons why we are here today to officially announce our capital campaign to raise $3.5 million. We need to make this museum a destination for children and families when the weather is sunny, not only when it's raining or not a good beach day. To do that, we need to update and expand our exhibits. We want to install a climbing structure that will center on health, wellness, and being physically active. We need to improve our infrastructure to support all families, and we need to age up our offerings as we are seeing a population growth in children's ages 6 to 12. This is a very, very exciting time for this museum, and I'm very honored to be a part of it. I'm proud to introduce our executive director, Lisa Bates. Her leadership, her knowledge, her experience is simply what the museum needs to move forward, to sustain the growth and prepare for the future. She has the vision, the skill, the energy, the integrity to make this capital campaign successful. Please help me welcome our director, Lisa Bates. Get out of your way here.
Well, that was really nice. Thank you, Alan. I'd like to say ditto to all that Alan has already said and the people he's recognized. I'd also like to recognize a few more. Some of our local businesses for today, Lambert's Market and Sandwich for donating some food, Starbucks in Mashpee Commons for the coffee, Gelfie's Candies in Mashpee for our little takeaway goodie. Please don't forget that. Do not leave them here. It's also Valentine's Day Friday. Just there's your hint. We are also grateful to our architect Morel, right here in front of me, and our newest volunteer and video editor, Mr. Ricardo Dusan. Lifesavers. And a very, very heartfelt thank you to Karen Himmelberger, right over here, for going above and beyond to set up this beautiful room and changing our birthday party room into this incredible Valentine's extravaganza. And last but not least, I would like to thank Alan Himmelberger for being a dream come true as a board chair. You are the epitome of let's do this, and the energy and support is priceless. So thank you all, and welcome to Cape Cod Children's Museum and Discovery Center, Capital Campaign Kickoff for the next 35. Let's go. Couple of things. I'm going to put you to work. Did you think you were coming for free coffee and goodies? Nope, not here. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is that we're going to talk about some very exciting things on multiple fronts, and I hope that I don't overwhelm you. But while I'm speaking, please take a moment to note what pops in your head, because you're going to listen to all of this, and what pops in your head is what we need. You are going to think of a potential donor, a program, another nonprofit, an idea, a suggestion. Please share them with us. So that is number one of your jobs. Today versus 35 years ago, 1990 for some of you. I hadn't even married this guy yet. How frightening is that? That just occurred to me. Sorry. That's my husband. So 35 years ago, while many things we do, even some, we need help in aisle 9. People ask me, like, you're going to do this while you're open? I'm like, oh, of course we are. Comic relief right there. While some of the things that we do are the same as they were 35 years ago, please note the original drawings of the train that still exists on the other side of the room. These are a gem to find. There are important, new, and challenging issues facing the museum and children and families today. In the headlines today, anxiety is at an all-time high for our teenagers and young adults. Loneliness is at epidemic levels, including our young families. We have questions about our food sources and the effects of additives and preservatives. Plastics are affecting not only our physical health, but also the health of the oceans and waterways that surround us. Children's math scores have continued to decline for the last 5 years since COVID. The one that hits home most, I think, for me, and I think a lot of you will relate, researchers are now referring to our children as suffering from experience deficits, a massive impact on their healthy child development. It is a direct result of the disappearance of the go out and play directive that we all heard growing up. Get out of my house, go out and play. Every single day, you're making me crazy, go outside. That doesn't happen anymore. The trial and error, success and failure of everyday play is disappearing, and it is so important. If you follow Jonathan Haidt, he is the social psychologist who is very publicly behind the removal of cell phones from schools. Thank goodness. We have, and he says it best, we have overprotected our children in the real world and underprotected them online. So what does this have to do with the Children's Museum? Everything. Places like children's museums are poised to be the next best thing to go out and play. Nationwide, the number of children's museums is growing, and we are working to tackle some of these issues and more. The truth is, if you want to affect change in this world, you start with children. Your children's museum has worked for the past 5 years to focus our museum on Cape Cod. Everyone who lives or visits here will be introduced to what is truly special about Cape Cod and how we can work together to keep it that way. We collaborate with multiple nonprofits, schools, service agencies, and more to provide space for their children and families. No child is turned away for an inability to pay, and we want to do more of that. If there is an agency, a program, another nonprofit, or something that popped in your head, this is what I'm asking you to do, please note that and share it with us at some point. So a few other exciting headlines. We are very proud to announce that in January of this year, we were chosen out of 350 museums by the National Association of Children's Museums and the Simons Research Foundation out of New York City to participate in a multi-year program to study and implement programs that support math literacy for their children and caregivers. They're now looking at us to help solve the problem going forward. For the next 2 years, 20 children's museums from Alaska to the Caribbean to Cape Cod are going to work together on this project, and all of the expenses are covered by the Simons Foundation. Guess what? Snoopy is coming to Cape Cod. We are hosting our very first traveling exhibit, this summer. It is curated by the Charles Schulz Museum in Santa Rosa, California. The theme is kindness, with additional exhibits that include physical fitness and cartooning. We will have original comic strips, life-size replicas of the Snoopy's Doghouse and Lucy's Psychiatric booth, activities, and events. Opening in May of this year, we are looking for a sponsor for the duration of this 4-month exhibit. And if a potential sponsor popped in your head, well, please come see me. Now, let me tell you all about the issues we will address with our campaign renovation and additions to the museum. The 35th anniversary campaign for the next 35 has at its core the goal of building a museum that increases our target age, creates additional outdoor space, as well as space to increase physical activity, and this will all be available year-round. So, we're gonna get to the fun part now. I'm dying to tell you about this. This is what you really came here for. Imagine, if you will, as I describe our new museum for you, it is really fun to do it within the walls of the museum. We will have an all-new entrance and facade. So you will come in and it will be a real front door and it will be ADA accessible and all of that. We'll have a lobby and a front desk to welcome you. We will have 5 family bathrooms, individual, gender neutral, safe, and close to the front door for our kids who have a quick need for a bathroom, right there. For those of you who remember this building as a church, we will be removing all of this, including the choir loft office that currently exists. Instead, there will be a staircase that will bring you to our new mezzanine, which will be built above these 2 classrooms, generating over 1,000 square feet of new exhibit space, including for our new makerspace and the arts. The staircase will then bring you down into our new oceans exhibit, which we opened last June in partnership with Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. This exhibit provides guests with Huey's incredible science in our house. It is amazing and has been very well received. The main floor will be transformed into an area with a walking path around the museum. It will take you down a main street where you can go to the bank, a restaurant, a vet clinic, check in with your local Cape Heroes, and much more. The walkway will then lead you outside past our treehouse and environmental education area to our brand new farm to table exhibit with the theme, Where Does My Food Come From? This exhibit will feature a barn, cranberry farming, fishing our great oceans and ponds, and we are thrilled to announce we will be collaborating with the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe to build an authentic kitchen, complete with interactive, authentic components depicting the history of growing, preserving, and cooking food, helping children understand where their food comes from and hoping they learn to make good choices from that. We are excited to open this exhibit in summer of 2025. Other capital improvements, as you can see, we need some. We will be getting all new windows and hopefully a new HVAC system because this is a lot. And when Bessie turns herself back on, you'll sound like a plane is taking off in this building. So we're hoping for that. But if that's not enough, we are taking our renovation to new heights and building an incredible Cape Cod themed climbing structure that will span from one end, from that blue girder to the one at the other end of the building, creating over 4,000 square feet of new exhibit space. Beginning at the front of the museum, you will be welcomed by a replica of the Sagamore Bridge. So this, I should duck. I don't think I could do this. I'm a weather person. At the front of the museum is the Sagamore Bridge. You can crisscross the museum on special bridges and climbing structures, passing other iconic Cape institutions such as the Dunes Cottages, lighthouses, a Wampanoag canoe, a rock wall where you climb up a whale, and climbing challenges on anchors and through barrels. We are absolutely floored to see how the designer, who lives thousands of miles away in Sweden, could capture our desire to build a fun, educational exhibit about Cape Cod. All right, now we need to get to the second thing. I told you there were 2 things. It's a lot of food and a lot of coffee, so we got 2 things to do. And this is actually the more important part. We need you. We need you to be our ambassadors. Whether you are here representing the media, a foundation, a chamber, local business, your generous donor or volunteer, it is you that will make all of this happen. Introducing them by talking about the museum, writing articles, sharing social media posts, introducing the museum to potential donors, supporters, and friends. When you tell your story, when you share your connection to this incredible place, people will listen. We are a well-loved, top-rated Cape Cod nonprofit, and we have survived and thrived for 35 years, which is no easy feat. Cape Cod Children's Museum and Discovery Center has touched the lives of hundreds of thousands, actually millions, I did the math, of children and families across the Cape, as well as around the country and around the world. We have never launched a capital campaign at this level. Every 35 years or so, I think you're due. But with your help, we can tell our story, and it's a really good one, with an incredible ending. We need you to help us find the resources, the people, the foundations, the businesses that believe, as we do, that Cape Cod deserves a year-round educational, cultural, community museum like ours. We promise you that we appreciate the value of every dollar raised. As someone who has worked with children and families in the education and nonprofit world for almost, really 35 years, I can assure you that the dollars donated to this campaign will go towards this project, period. No money will be wasted on anything extraneous, including excessive fundraising expenses. We know that what we are building will enhance the education and play of children and families on Cape Cod, and we also know these upgrades will carry us for the next 35 years. And with that, I want to thank you so much for being here. I also want to thank my wonderful team, all the terrific volunteers. I would love to open this up to any questions that you might have, and I would encourage you to do your 2 jobs, no more treats, but also participate in our little photo booth here, take a photo with us, share our story. This is how we are getting the word out. This is how we will begin to have an impact and raise the money we need to build this incredible museum. So thank you. Somebody must have a question. Lovey, piece of cake. Hello, anyone? You're welcome. Thank you. All right, well, thank you so much for coming.